Hey guys, Coach Davidson here, and I thought I would jump on here. It's January 31st of 2018 here, and we're just less than 2 weeks into our practices, right? So we're only into like 8 practices so far, but I thought I would just give you a quick video summary of some of the things that we've accomplished since a lot of the terminology is new, and I call these kind of advanced fundamentals. But I think it's good to take a step back and see everything that you guys are picking up and doing a pretty good job with. We obviously got a long ways to go. We got a young team, and ultimately fundamentals drive so much. But I thought it would be great for you to be able to see on video some of the things I talked about, which you guys have been executing. So if you think about it, it's kind of like the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. The stuff builds up, paint the fence, right? It all comes together. Over time. It takes time. You're not going to, in 2 weeks, we're not going to master these things to a point that it's going to kind of transform play on the field yet. But as you work towards these fundamentals, which again I call it advanced fundamentals, at the higher levels, you'll see our play really continue to pick up and improve. So yeah, we're going to go through a couple things here. The first one I want to go through here is what we went through 2 days ago. It's called the double threat dodges. And this is really cool. I think as opposed to like the V dodge or running up on a guy where you often dodge too soon, this is essentially where you're baiting a guy into you. All right. And so this is one where it's actually pretty hard to run by guys or you end up running into another person. But if you can use this technique, and this is a more advanced technique. So right here, you see this player right here, right? You can see him. He's literally baiting him in, right? He's leaning back. It's supposed to be a double threat dodge. This is actually more like single threat because these guys have their sticks in the one hand. And this is a team in Colorado that we will, you'll see there's a lot of similarity in terms of the style, the stuff that we're working on. And these guys are all high school kids, but you'll see, they do it at an advanced level. But you can see, and this kid right here, he was a senior last year. He's a freshman at North Carolina. So his fundamentals are incredibly sound. But watch, so basically he's staying a distance just far enough so they can't cross-check him. And he's basically baiting the defender. And the idea, as I said in practice, is just like basketball, where you're essentially getting them close, and then you're jab stepping one way or the other just to beat him because you know where you're going and the defense does not. As opposed to trying to run at a guy and you often dodge too quick and they just drop steps. So watch how easy they make this look through this fundamental. And you got to protect the stick. He keeps it back, you see. Boom, there he goes. And then he draws a slide. Let's see another guy do it here. Leans him in, comes into him, off he goes. Missed a twister there, up top there. Bam. There he is, leaning him in, same thing there. Turns around, screenshot, sticks it. Baits him in, just a stop and go. Look how simple it makes it look. Brings him in. Like several of you guys, like David Stubbs. Again, this would be a great dodge for you. I mean, Eli, you can do this. Again, the thing is you don't have to be the fastest guy, right? They're basically freezing guys in. They're getting on here. Some bad weather here. Look at that. The idea is you got to be leaning forward, though, in an athletic posture, too. So, all right. So this is... I'm switching to another topic. So that was I call the double threat dodge. Now next thing we're gonna move into is the fakes that I talk about it. Robert does this pretty well, but as you come across from, as you're ready to transition here, he's coming from behind the goal. I tell my 12-year-old son, soon to be 13 here, this every time. So every time he's dodging from X, I want to throw this fake because why not? If you come around and don't, I want to say it's lazy, but it basically is lazy. It's so that, what you'll see in these videos is you'll see the amount of stick movement it takes to perform at a higher level, right? So a lot of guys, when you guys don't think of just moving your stick all the time, but you really have to develop the skill, and it's difficult. Like just talking to you about it isn't enough. But just watch these guys come up, throws a fake, sticks it. This guy's just going to throw a little fake as a long pull. So here's some efforts for the long pull. And again, a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about is for offense here, but as we go through some of the stuff, again, long poles it'll apply for, especially as the long poles come into offense or when you're clearing the ball as well too. Comes, look at that, looks upfield, sticks it. See how you freeze the defense, right? You come up and the defense hesitates because they think you're going to pass to this guy right here, right? There you go. See it? Stick it. Come up. Every time. You come up. Right? Look at that. I mean, this guy here, he's coming from back here. Just the threat. He's looking this way. He's looking up. And so this defender stays way out there. And look how easy this is. Does fake and finish. Another fake, finish. Another one. All right. So that is the the pump, the hard pump up field there. Especially anytime you're coming back from X. And I talk about this, it's not only when you come back, but also when you're passing the ball around, you got to move guys with your stick. So it's one of the biggest differences between players in kind of non-traditional states like Georgia compared to states where, where I grew up in New York and other places. The ability to really understand that it's not so much the athletes are different because they're not, right? It's more about these nuances of being able to use the stick, and this is an opportunity to look at it. Next, I want to talk about the other one we talked about earlier in this week a lot is the wind up. The wind up hitch and the wind up face dodge. So again, we talked about is so basically every time you're catching the pass, especially when you're timing room. So he's got time here, he's got some gap in room. He's going to go into a wind up. Right, we're going to start a lot of our dodges in this situation from a wind up away. So let's see. Boom. See there how he goes. He wind up, hitches. He's got the IV. Here he goes. Wind up, hitch, score. This is the professionals wind up, finish. Wind up, hitch, finish. Wind up, he stuck it right there. Actually, it was a quick hitch and then he finished it. Boom. Same thing again. Wind up, hitch. Another one right there. Goes through, traffic, finish. Hitch again. There you go. So you see, we want to do this every time we're in there. These guys do this all the time. Every time they're in traffic, they're hitching it. Because when you do that, a lot of times the defense, especially on the second one, sometimes they're going to duck, right? They're right there. That guy, if you saw, so I can come back. Watch this. Guy gets the ball. Watch this defender right here. Look at him. He's ducking. Is that good defense? Look at his defense. Look where he is. Walks in. Wind up. Hitch. Bam. Wind up. So now this is, instead of the wind up hitch, this is a wind up face dodge. So he's winding up and he's just doing a face dodge finish. Wind up, face dodge, finish. There you go. All right, but if you're just face dodging, if you're not winding up, look at this. Another great example right here. So this one here, look at this. He winds up. Look what the defender does when he winds up. Look at the defender. That's what the defender does because he's winding up. That's the difference. If you're not winding up, you're never going to get this, right? The defender's just going to come out and stand at you. So there you go. Here's a long pole doing it right there. Here's the pros. There he goes. Finish. Same thing. So yeah, hopefully you get a sense of, well, not hopefully, but you should definitely get a good sense here. There you are again. Another finish again. That's the high school team again. Here's the high school team again. That's a throwback. There's a money pass. Oh, so we're actually moving on to, these are money passes right here. Yeah, so I saw the money pass. We're going to switch over to this topic right here. So the other one, which I thought you did a pretty nice job with this week, was kind of the money pass, right? So here he is. He's coming down. The idea is we want to get deep as we can to draw the defense down. He wants to throw up top without having to switch hands because it takes too long. So he just steps back, money pass. Here's a pro coming backside. Doesn't want to switch to left hand. He just money pass. Come down here, fade away, back pedal, money pass. Here's the high school team in practice. There you go. He's a lefty, so he's backing up, money pass, backing away. Again, draws it in for the easy score. Now this right here is the reverse money pass. So all this is, so in this case, if you're a righty, if you're dodging down the alley with your left hand, you are, as we talked about in practice, right? You're going to want to throw back. If you want to throw back quickly with your right hand, you're going to switch hands back to your right and then back pedal. Watch it. He goes back pedals quickly. See how he does that? These guys do this all the way down here. And he's throwing all the way back. Again, it gets the defense all the way down here, and now he's going to attack this side of the field. All right, so next here, we're going to talk some BTBs and BTBs behind the backs. And I know you guys aren't really doing these a lot in our play yet, but you guys are doing these every day when we're warming up. And I want you to just get a look in terms of how they're actually used. And so it is a fundamental that comes in handy, and you'll see how it comes into play. Again, here's the high school team going up. Let's finish. Let's see here. So again, he goes behind the back right here. This one actually covers two things we've covered. So this is the behind the back, which again, I know we're not there yet in terms of stick skills too much, but some of you, this will evolve, and you want to understand. Again, these are high school kids that can all do this, and this is in Colorado in the middle. Not a traditional lacrosse state, but a very well coached team. And so here is. There's Colin, the player at Carolina. So he starts off. This is their man up. This speaks to what we talked about earlier today too. I believe it was the no cradle passing. So there, boom, boom. So that's a high school team. Look at that, right? So look at once they get going. You got the BTBs, which is fine, but the thing we also talk about is no cradle passing. Look how they do this. They get there, boom, no cradle, no cradle, no cradle, boom. In the net. That's how it's done. That's a college pro level play right there in terms of execution, but that's what we need to get to in terms of passing, being able to zip the ball around with no cradle, and that's what we're talking about. So that's a good look there. Count, boom, sticks it right there behind the back. So it's not just for shooting, right? These are feeds. Watch right here. Comes up, feeds it, sticks it. Finish it. There's a couple more again. Long poles, same thing. They leverage it as well. Here's a pro. Feeds it. A lot of pros and a lot of the Canadian style is they use the behind the back instead of switching to their weak hand. Right, and that's why same thing we do with the money pass. You can do that, but you got to develop the skill to it. Here's Colin again coming down. All right, look at it. Sticks it. Goal. Finish. All right, so now the last thing I'm going to walk you through here is another thing we covered, which is inside shooting. And the inside shooting, we covered a few different techniques. There's the fake and finish. We talked about the leaners. Basically, this is the idea around deceptive shooting. And we want to make sure that we are, you need to be deceptive inside to make sure, even including from mid-range as well too. And you don't want to look where you're shooting. So fake and finish. So specifically, I'm going to show you the twisters. And this is one Robert's done a nice job. Robert, I pointed out, has a nice twister shot to it. And Bryce has done a nice job with his times too. But essentially, you bring your hands in front of you, and you'll get a good look, right? That was the fake and finish there, but he comes in. There's a twister right there. Twister. These are all going to be twisters, but you just get a good look at them. Hard drive, gets inside, brings it back out. So here he comes in. You see that angle. He's bringing the stick like in front of your face, and it's inside out. There he goes. There's the pros at it. Here's the high school team again. There's Colin. He was going to do a double threat dodge, and then he comes in with a twister finish right there. And we'll get one more. Boom, simple finish. The twister's a good technique again for deceptive shooting. It's just one of the ones you guys saw. So there you go. There's a few different things all you guys have covered. So hopefully it helps. Take a look at it. We went through the double threat dodging. We haven't practiced it a ton. We just really focused on the one day, but hopefully you can see that's a pretty awesome technique. That even if you can't run by, you may not be able to run by a lot of guys dodging. You can do a double threat dodge to get by most people if you practice it, because you're basically taking away their head start on you, right? So you're taking away that distance between you getting as close to them as possible, and then you're doing that dodge. So that's a really big one. You saw the fakes that we did, especially anytime you're coming from X, you got to throw the upfield fakes. We talked about the windups. The windups are so critical, right? So that's the difference between more advanced teams. It's one of the differences. The first difference is always passing and catching, but the ability to really be good with your stick beyond just passing and catching and shooting is so important. So that has to do with the windups, the money passes. Again, you're dodging down that alley. The idea is we want to redirect the ball really fast. We took a look at the behind the backs, and in there was that no cradle passing, right? The ability to really move the ball quickly with no cradle. And then we just reviewed one of our inside shooting techniques, which was the twisters. And all this stuff takes practice and time to really nail down. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you on video so you can get a good look at a lot of the stuff you guys have been working on. Hopefully this helps. And yeah, take a look at it. Let me know any feedback or thoughts you have on it. And look forward to seeing you all in practice.